Sisters Lori Nienaber and Lenine Volker know the fear of forgetting all too well.
It's always like, why my mom? You know, why did this happen to this woman who's been perfectly healthy her whole life and has led this great life, then to be diagnosed with something like this?
It's changed the way that we live a lot.
We've been here a year and a half because of my mom, to be able to spend as much time with her as we can while she's still in the stage that she's in and while she remembers us.
Currently, there are an estimated 50 million people living with dementia, and Liesl Nienaber is one of them.
It's more just daily task of remembering, you know, little things like maybe where something goes in the kitchen, or you'll ask her, oh, what did you and Dad do today? And she'll be like, nothing.
She was in denial at first. She didn't want anybody to know. But now, we don't think she knows she has dementia. She just knows there's something wrong with her brain.
And she knows she doesn't remember things. But if you tell her, Mom, remember that you have dementia, she'll go, oh, I do. We are blessed that she has finally accepted this and has a good spirit about it, because otherwise I think it would be really difficult.
Some people with Alzheimer's react differently to the symptoms of the disease.
I would call her and she'll be like, I haven't talked to you in months, when I had just talked to her 3 or 4 days ago. My children, her grandchildren, started calling me and we talked to Grandma today and she doesn't remember much, Mom. So then she went to the doctor and she goes, why am I here again? I said, remember, your grandkids are worried about you and you need to have your memory tested. Okay. She's learned little tools to help herself, you know, do things. She's walking through the kitchen with something she's put away for 20 years. She'll have it in her hand. She stands there. She looks at my dad and he goes, in the drawer over there, Liesl. And she'll go put it away.
If you help your loved one learn what to expect as the disease progresses, you can reduce their fear of the unknown.
You know, what's going to happen when Mom wakes up one morning and looks at my dad and says,
Who are you?
Who are you?
It's important to keep lines of communication open as the symptoms of the disease get worse.
People put that conversation off for a long time because they're afraid that they might hurt their loved one's feelings or upset them by talking about it. But what we find is that the earlier families have these conversations, and these kind, compassionate, caring conversations, the earlier that diagnosis is going to happen.
For someone living with Alzheimer's or dementia, remember that they are still the same person.
Just treat her like you did before you found out she had dementia. So you see a change in people, the way people treat somebody with dementia.
In 2019, Alzheimer's affected 16 million caretakers nationwide like Lori and Lenine, who provide unpaid care for people living with the disease.
In Arizona, there are 339,000 caregivers today, and they're providing unpaid care, most of them to their loved ones.
During the year 2018, the cost of unpaid care for those with Alzheimer's was estimated to total over $4 billion in Arizona. Because of the staggering numbers and financial hardship of the disease, it's normal for both the caretaker and the individual to go through a range of emotions after receiving a diagnosis.
The diagnosis was, that was a little...
Yeah, to hear it.
To actually hear those words come out of the neurologist's mouth. I think I cried for about 3 hours after that.
If you're a caretaker, know that your emotions are also important. Neglecting your own well-being can be harmful to you and your loved one.
Everybody's always worried about the person with dementia, which I get, but nobody thinks about the kids, the caregivers, my dad, the caregiver. We make sure that my dad takes care of himself first, because that's what's most important, because if he can't take care of himself, he certainly can't take care of her.
As the disease progresses, you'll need the support of those who know and understand you, both for the caretaker and a person suffering from Alzheimer's.
They often feel isolated, and I think the most important thing for those caregivers to know is that they're not alone.
Once you open up to people, you find out how many people's parents and grandparents have this, but you're asking about awareness. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Since the year 2000, there has been a 193% increase in Alzheimer's deaths in the state of Arizona. In San Diego and Imperial counties, more than 60,000 people are living with Alzheimer's disease, and more than 160,000 family and friends are providing care.
Arizona has the fastest growth rate of Alzheimer's disease in the entire U.S.
While the terms Alzheimer's and dementia are often used interchangeably, there are distinct differences between the two.
If you think about dementia as a general umbrella, dementia is a collection of symptoms that include changes in memory, thinking, behavior, judgment, reasoning, changes in vision and balance. Alzheimer's is a specific disease that has to do with the hallmark changes in the brain, these buildups of plaques and tangles, proteins in the brain, that go on to lend themselves to the symptoms that we see with Alzheimer's disease.
As a way to stay connected to those who are going through similar circumstances, the Alzheimer's Association will be holding their second walk to end Alzheimer's.
We were proud. I am making signs and putting them on the back of our shirts so everybody knows who we are. And trust me, everybody knew who we were. It was fun. And we did bring a lot of awareness to it.
The sisters encourage those who are caretakers to stay close to your loved ones so you don't miss a memory.
Spend time with your loved ones, and especially when they have dementia, make an effort.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll go see her tomorrow. Well, tomorrow may be too late. I would say just be there to support, provide the support and love that they're going to need.
Reporting for 13 on Your Side, I'm Ariana Schell.